Masturbation is highly addictive and dangerous to health if repeated over time. It can be hard to quit too, which is precisely the reason why you face a relapse after a long streak. Retention is not the straight and narrow path that most would assume. Instead, it's filled with curves and rebounds along the way to the destination of quitting and staying free. Compulsive use of pornography can be very similar to drug addiction. The case is similar with drugs such as cocaine and methamphetamine. The users feel the reflexive need to use them just to get a sense of normalcy. Without the substances, the users can be left feeling depressed, anxious, and with a feeling of dissociation from society. It's their sense of who they are as a person. The feeling of negative emotions along with the void of not using the substances are often contributing factors to relapse. The withdrawal from the lack of stimulation is what leads the person to feel like going back to the habit, even though they have every intention of quitting. Here is a detailed account of how porn addiction can be worse than drugs in a lot of cases. The cycle of relapse and recovery is what stops most individuals from achieving their goals of leaving erotic content behind. However, it's important to keep sight of one's goals and remember why you started in the first place. This will help every time you feel like giving up. Retention is easier than you think. Initially, it feels great, especially if you've been planning to do it for a long time. Once you do finally quit cold turkey, you're likely to feel a surge of dopamine. You've made a decision that will positively impact your life. You feel good that your plans are beginning to materialize, and you feel righteous and successful. It's a great start on the long journey to changing your habitual tendencies, but can be deceptively easy. It's hugely beneficial to build a support system around your goals to aid you in quitting pornography and masturbation without relapsing. It's more challenging to stay committed to your decision. According to the role of stress in addiction relapse, a factor to relapse of old addictions is stress and discomfort. This confirms what we already suspected about the possible triggers for addiction and relapse. During the days following your decision to quit porn, you may begin feeling anxiety and doubt. It may begin to be clear just how habituated you were to watching porn. You will observe how regularly you feel the urge to indulge in it. You may also observe triggers in your surroundings that lead you to want to consume erotic content. Blocking out these triggers will help you stay clean. For example, deleting pictures from your phone, disposing of old magazines, clearing out old bookmarks, canceling subscriptions to porn, etc. How to handle relapses. Those recovering individuals that have a higher level of spirituality and faith have a greater success overcoming addiction than those continuing to suffer from relapse. It's important to remember that failure is a stepping stone to success. If you caved in once and watched porn, it's not the end of the world. Instead of feeling dissent that you had to resort to an old habit, it's better to acknowledge the number of days you went without viewing porn and congratulate yourself for it. This sets up a positive thought loop which is much healthier than a negative thought loop. If you do this, you're more likely to try again, and to even want to break your previous score of the number of days abstained. Research reveals that porn and masturbation is indeed a lot like a drug addiction. It stimulates similar parts of the brain and releases the same hormones like dopamine and serotonin. Watching porn may result in many of the same responses from our psychology and physiology. Once we make up our minds, our brains go into a state of withdrawal because of the lack of stimulation that was previously abundant. This increases the likelihood of relapse.